does ohana mean?
Family.
Family.
Ohana means family.
Maybe you would be better off in New York. You could get around easier. Then you
This is my kuleana. This is our ohana's land. Not like you. I'm gonna die before I leave.
I think kuleana to me is deeper than just what we translate it as, which is responsibility.
As Hawaiians, we know that it's so much more than that. It's not only a responsibility, but a privilege. Yeah, we have kuleana. Our kuleana here is to our aina to protect our land. Kuleana to our ohana, and our community is uplifted and doing well.
It's spiritual, and it manifests physically, emotionally, socially, and it's all encompassing, really.
Here we go, brah.
I love the ocean in general.
Coming from an island nation, the ocean is our aina, and where we get our food and how we meet our cousins and other places, it's that which connects us.
I spent my life being a competitive surfer. I never really wanted my children to be professional athletes in surfing, but I did want them to be ocean people.
One of my favorite boards has a pintail, so it's good for like barrels and stuff.
So when there's a set coming and we don't want everyone to know, I'll just yell "Ivaho," which means outside, and then all three of us will start paddling out. Everybody's like, "Oh, what's going on?" It's weird because a lot of people don't think about surfing as a cultural practice.
It's actually been a cultural practice way longer than it's been a sport.
Really, the ocean is our source of happiness and grounding and a lot of the things that we have.
The next generation of ocean stewards are going to be these keiki that have confidence within themselves, and because of that self-confidence and that ma'anes, will also recognize their responsibility to the ocean.
Food is such a vehicle for conveying your feelings, conveying your aloha for somebody.
What do you guys love about cooking? Taste testing.
Taste testing. The best food to me is the food that makes you want to eat it with others, yeah. Because really, no matter how good your stew is, if it doesn't remind you of something comforting or home, it's not really that good, right?
You're not just hitting something with a stone, You're connecting yourself back to your ancestors, to your kupuna, to the families before you, to your ohana, connecting to your very existence. I wasn't fortunate enough to grow up seeing my ancestors ku'iai, but I'm just really happy that I have that ability to have my children grow up, see me ku'i.
Almost magical, yeah. The way that their hands move and the way the stone hits the food.
I'm not sure if they totally understand at this point in life, but I hope that as they become adults themselves, they understand I have a kuleana, I have a sense of responsibility to represent it properly. We always feel the need to feed people.
What is that? Hawaiian?
No leila ho'omaka e ho'one'e I ike ole I like ole makahi.
Olelo really is the language of this place. That deep connection from our land, from our stories, from our songs, from our chant, from our hula.
No ka nai'a kila ke ia kuala, nai'a kila.
In many ways, our Olelo was under attack, was almost completely obliterated.
Three of my grandparents are Hawaiian. As adults, none of them spoke Hawaiian. I grew up with this kaumaha, this sadness, that Olelo was something that was within our reach, but lost in my family.
Even to today, I would have expected there to be a bigger community of Hawaiian language speakers than there actually is right now.
English shouldn't be the main language of the world. We should value the thousands of indigenous languages around, or native languages that we have. And we really should bring that back, because so much is lost. So much culture is lost when we lose the language.
It needs to be a treasure that we take care of and we help to grow.
There's so much more for us to learn about our language and our culture, and only by understanding Olalo will we be able to access the information that our kupuna left for us.
It's so cool to look at how they communicated with people from island to island by writing mele, by writing songs. They tracked the times of events, like significant times, by writing the song, and if we didn't, we wouldn't know.
I like to imagine myself at the place or whatever the mele is talking about. I like to be in the mele.
I think about getting famous.
My great-grandfather was a musician and a composer and a arranger, and he read music. It ended there because my father didn't learn that knowledge, and so I was like, wow, in 2 generations, it's done. So even in music, in songwriting, or in lei making, and all the things that we do as a ohana, if we don't do it, then it could end with my generation if I don't pass it on to my keiki. My keiki choose not to do that, it could end in their generation. I always acknowledge that, this is our time.
We have added kuleana and responsibility to be the best ancestors for our descendants to come.
We have kuleana to thrive here, to make sure that our children thrive here.
We have all the tools it takes, and we have the knowledge, we have the resources.
You're part of the story. The story is being written as we breathe and live.
That's what we want our keiki to know, that they have a responsibility to lift up their community. But it's going to be a generations and generations and generations of work.
So we got work to do.
Aloha aina, yakakopau.